Gotta be true to yourself. In a world there's nothing else. Gotta play the game right, gotta make your path. You scratch, you dig, you lay in your ground. You bustin' your rounds, nobody gon' stop you. No ops, no cops, everything about you. Looking good, you good, she good. Y'all people really wanna know the reason? It's that ripple effect. That's just that ripple. That's just that ripple effect. What you do, come back triple.
Hey, what's going on? It's your girl KDOT back in the Ripple Effect. You already know what it is and you already know the vibes. Yeah, it's a lot going on in the world of sports, as there is always. I know there's going to be a lot of questions surrounded by CJ Stroud and the Texans and how they're going to do, but may I remind y'all, this is preseason, still considered practice. You know, they're still figuring things out. Guys learning offenses, guys getting acclimated to the NFL, because you know, from the collegiate level to the pros, it's a totally different ball game. I didn't get a chance to see Bryce Young yet. We're gonna see their maturation come. That takes time. I know everybody wants to quick jump. They want to be the first ones to be like, he's trash, or they want to be the first ones to say, you know, he's the greatest thing ever. It's like with the whole Wemby situation. You can't be so quick to jump and be like, listen, to be able to tell whether that guy's a bust or not. Like, I get it. Nobody wants to look like the fool, right? Nobody wants to be riding for somebody when they ain't really going to be about anything. And I get it, but at the same time, it's like, it's too easy to be a cynic nowadays. Like, you know, at least me personally, I'd rather be different. Like, I'll leave that to everybody else. It could be negative and be cynical. I'm just saying, let's just watch. I'm not going to say I believe in everybody. I'm not trying to say nobody's a bust or whatever. I'm just not trying to say anything until I get to see it. That's it. You know, you never know what these guys are going to look like. Back in the day when we talk about all these different quarterbacks, you know, they used to sit, right? They would sit behind, you know, an Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees or even a Brett Favre, you know, like Dan Marino. When you sit behind guys like that and you sit out your first year, you're not only learning how to be a professional, mainly like off the field, because people don't take that into consideration. That shit matters. How you spend your money, the people you surround yourself with, which a lot of, you know, celebrities are definitely getting used to. You know, it's not easy. You know, people thinking you have all this money when it's like, yeah, I'm better than I was before, but I'm actually not like that yet. I'm still trying to get to that contract. And that's also at the same time, you still learning plays. You know, you learning how to get your body in shape. Your body's going to be feeling different. Workouts are different. These are grown men out here that you paying with, trying to feed their families. And you out here, you know, playing PS5, Xbox, whatever it is that you're doing. Point is, your level of hunger is not the same of a man trying to feed a whole block or trying to feed his family. It just ain't the same. So once you figure that out and you figure out how to level up, you get in the gym, you get your body right where it's supposed to be, you get yourself the personal chef like everybody recommends, and you know, some people play with that, and then after a while you realize, okay, maybe they on to something. You know, you need the nutrition, you want to make sure you're getting the proper calories in. You know, that's something that, you know, we all struggle with, but you're a professional athlete. Like, your money is your body, you know what I mean? So that should be your investment, 100%. You know, like a singer, her voice, right? That's something that you want to, you know, if you got to do steam rooms and teas all day, whatever it is that you got to do to invest and to make sure that is at its peak performance, that's what you need to do. But point is, that's a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's a lot that goes into it, and you can't be so quick to jump the gun. Some guys may be great on the field, right, starting off, but then, you know, but the whole point is, but if they get into trouble off the field or surround themselves around the wrong people, whatever it is, none of that matters, right? Because your best ability is availability, right? So if you're not available to play for your team, then what are we even talking about? It don't matter. It would be, you know, that's just something for fans to fantasize about, like, oh, it would be nice if he played, but at the same time, if you ain't like that, everything's got to be right, and it's a learning process. Not everybody's going to get it, and that's okay. You're going to go through it, you know. You already know with the John Morant situation, right? He's going through it. A lot of these guys are in neighborhoods or in places where they wasn't necessarily taught to do these things, so you can't really hold them to that standard. They weren't, you know, it's going to take time. I know some people be like, right, it's wrong. Whatever. I mean, if that was the case, nobody would ever get in trouble. Nobody would ever do anything wrong. And the reality is, a lot of people do a lot of crazy things on the regular. They just don't get caught. So if you're in a situation where you're probably not targeted or not, you know what I mean, then good for you. Then you probably got away with a lot of stuff. It doesn't mean that you're without fault, right? No, it just means that you didn't get caught. You know, like speeding. When you see people excessively speeding, right? And or just not excessive. I mean, a lot of people speed. I mean, like getting tickets and then, you know, their license and all this and that. And I know somebody from, you know, there's always gonna be somebody that's gonna be like, oh, well, why don't you stop speeding? Yeah, it's probably the same person speeding, but just doesn't get caught. You know, I mean, and it doesn't mean you're more slick or whatever. It's just, it could just be where you live. It could be a number of factors. The point is, like, you're not without fault. You just have not got caught. There's a big difference. You know, and the point is, it happens, and some people have to go through their trials and tribulations, and that's okay as long as they eventually learn from it. That's all you can hope for, right? They eventually learn, maybe move, right? You know, I mean, that's all you can really say. But the point is, stop labeling these guys a bust too early. It's annoying, and I feel like I don't even know if they're talking about the athlete anymore or if it's more of something that they're projecting from themselves. Because how are you going to sit there and tell me what Bryce Young is right now, what CJ Stroud is right now? How are you going to do that? You don't know. You don't know. This was the same people that were like, oh, the Chiefs are done. They don't have Tyreek Hill. Chiefs are done. They're in a rebuild. They're doing this. They're doing that. Super Bowl champions. They were like, oh, they lost their best receiver. They're done. Point is, you just don't know. I feel like by making too many predictions and jumping the gun with the hot takes, and I'm not really one for hot takes, if you know. Like, I have an opinion based off of something that I had seen, you know, eye test, we call it, right? You know, yeah, you can throw in some numbers here and there to support, you know, what I'm saying, but numbers, you can use numbers to disprove something I'm saying or to prove what I'm saying. It just depends on what side you want to be on. A lot of times, it's really just about the eye test. Like, I truly believe that, especially if you love the game the way I do, basketball, football, you know, whatever sport that you particularly like, you know, especially soccer, since that's like the thing now. You know, it's the eye test. You've been watching it long enough. You know what you're watching. You know you understand it, especially if you have that real passion for it and not just looking at the box score at the end of the day. Like, you know what's up. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. And it's kind of hard to, you know, to get an eye test, like after one preseason game or after watching one joint practice, or come on, it ain't it. That's not it. That takes time. You know, I mean, we're always getting at these scouts, right, for getting it wrong, for how they draft. And they've been watching these guys for a minute. It's hard. That's my point. It doesn't even matter if you're right or wrong. It's just put the work in. Don't just come up with these, you know, oh, quick, all right, he a bust, move on. No, that doesn't work like that. That's crazy. Stop doing it. And if I catch somebody doing it, we're gonna have a conversation, because it's just crazy. Because I would love to see, you know, you do it. You know, especially, you know, the way with the work that these guys are putting in. But, you know, that's just me. Anyway, I only leave y'all with one thing. Always remember, losses equals life lessons.
Gotta be true to yourself. In a world, there's nothing else. Gotta play the game right, gotta make your path. You scratch, you dig, you lay in your ground. You bustin' your rounds, nobody gon' stop you. No ops, no cops, everything about you. Looking good, you good, she good. Y'all people really wanna know the reason? It's that ripple effect. That's just that ripple. That's just that ripple effect. What you do, come back triple.